Hello, this is David Allen and you are watching Sporting Icons.
So I did a community post because I want to get like a little bit of a feeler out there as to what you guys thought of this card before I did this video. Of course, I have my own thoughts, but I want to know what it was that some of you guys were thinking about this card. So April the 20th at the O2 Arena. It's not a bad card so far. For me, it's a Saturday night fight card. It's going to be on Sky Sports. It's within our time zone. Okay, so lately, listen, I have been getting a little bit ratty about the fact that loads and loads of cards are being announced for America from Eddie Hearn, but not much is happening in the UK. So this fight card gets announced. Incidentally, on my last video with Cal Brook, I'm moaning about the fact that no fight cards are being announced for the UK. Within 5 minutes of me uploading that, this one gets announced. My timing is way off, I swear, sometimes. So, I'm okay with this card. All right, I really am okay with it. There's a couple of decent tests on there. Josh Kelly, of course, he's going to be going up against a Polish fighter. Not quite sure how you say his first name. It's like Przemysław and Runowski. He's 17-0. Not the biggest puncher in the world. Out of those 17 victories, he has 3 knockouts. So it'll be interesting to find out what kind of level is Josh Kelly at. That's for sure. So that's an interesting fight. It really is an interesting one. Just because we haven't heard of this guy before doesn't mean he's not going to be very good. Of course, we've seen that with Ted Cheeseman last time out with Sergio Garcia. Okay, some of these guys are so much better than what maybe we think. So this could be a real test for Josh Kelly. Conor Benn's going to be returning on this card as well, with an opponent yet announced. So just by me saying those two right there, is this a little hint from Eddie Hearn that should Kelly be successful in this fight and Conor Benn be successful in whoever he fights, are we going to see them two together? As we know, these guys have been rumoured to be having a fight at some point. So maybe this is Eddie Hearn's way of doing it by putting them on the same card. Potentially, or potentially not, who knows. Also, Joe Cordina will be going up against Andy Townend. Now, Andy Townend, of course, he was supposed to be fighting on March the 23rd, so in a couple of weeks' time, against Lewis Ritson for the British title. But of course, Lewis Ritson has now vacated that title. I think we're still waiting for an opponent for Lewis Ritson. Actually, I haven't checked in a couple of days. So either way, Andy Townend, because he's not going to be fighting for that title now, he's now going to be on this card on April the 20th against Joe Cordina. That is a very, very good fight. It really is. Now, this card is a co-main event. Dave Allen versus Lucas Browne. Last time out, Lucas Browne didn't look great against the Polish, somewhat journeyman, I suppose you could say, in Sokolowski. But Sokolowski, he's a journeyman that doesn't realise he's a journeyman. In other words, he comes to win. All right, and it's arguable that Lucas Browne lost that fight. Lucas Browne did get dropped in that fight. And listen, I think a lot of people actually had Lucas Browne losing that fight. But either way, he got the nod. So this fight carries on. So Dave Allen, he's on a bit of a roll for a couple of wins now, looking good. We know that he's been getting his head down in training lately. He's looking pretty good as well. So this is an interesting fight, that's for sure. Dave Allen versus Lucas Browne. Really looking forward to that one. But the co-main event, of course, is Derek Chisora. He'll be fighting Gashi. So for those of you who don't know about Gashi, he fought Carlos Takam. Put on a brave display against Carlos Takam. Looked pretty good in spurts. He really did. Now, Gashi, he was supposed to have been Dave Allen's opponent for a Newcastle card not so long ago. That fight didn't come off. But Gashi is a very, very capable fighter. He's actually a pretty good fighter. He really is. He's a real nice guy. I spoke with him briefly before on social media, and he comes across as a really nice guy. And, of course, Derek Chisora last time out got knocked out by Dillian Whyte. Okay? So, again, it's an interesting fight, that's for sure. So it's not a bad card. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to moan about this card at all. But I do feel this is the kind of card that we here in the UK are going to have to get used to for some time. Obviously, with Mtchroom, for example, some of their fighters can be fighting a lot in America now. As I did that video before with Cal Brook, he's going to be fighting his next fight in America. Amir Khan is fighting Terence Crawford in America. Anthony Josh was fighting Jarrell Miller in America. Looks like Dillian Whyte could be fighting his next one in America if he goes through with the ESPN signing as well. Obviously, from the other stable, Frank Warren, Tyson Fury, he's going to be fighting his next couple of fights in America. So everyone's moving across to America. So these are the kind of cards that we're going to have to get used to. For me, I don't have any kind of issue with these kind of ones, whether it's a next gen or whether it's this kind of a bit more upper than a next gen. I'm cool with it. For me, what's important is we get to see our fighters fighting on British soil. That's what's really, really important to me. So I'm okay with this card, personally. Is it a great card? No, not really. It's a good card. It's a good card. But of course, we want better. That is for sure. But any card, in my opinion, with Dave Allen on it is great. Any card with Josh Kelly on it is great from my own personal perspective. That's for sure. So anyway, I mean, that's my thoughts on it. I'm okay with this card, and I'm just thankful. Maybe I'm just pleased that we're actually getting a UK fight card announced by Mtchroom. Maybe that's why I'm okay with it. So now I have 3 fight cards. Obviously this one, you've got Sam Eglinton and Liam Smith in Liverpool coming up as well. And of course the Charlie Edwards card as well, which is an excellent card in my opinion. So that's 3 that we have now in the UK. I'm okay. So that's enough to keep me quiet for about a week or so. Anyway, you drop your thoughts below about this card. Click the thumbs up to this video and subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.